transform your entire law firm in 12 months. That is a really provocative notion that our special guest today, Doug Hastings, is going to expand on. So before we bring on Doug, I want to give you guys a brief background on Doug. Doug Hastings is a seasoned attorney with over 30 years experience in driving law firm growth. He's worked with tons of attorneys nationwide. He's previously been admitted to the State Bar of California, the New York Bar, even the U.S. Federal District Court. And since then, Doug has developed the Law Practice Growth System. And it's a proven program to help attorneys increase revenue, expand their client base, and build, most importantly, referral relationships. Through personal coaching and on-demand sessions, Doug provides actionable strategies for growing your practice and accelerating your success. Also, this program is not about Abogados Now. If you're curious about Hispanic marketing, go to abogadosnow.com or email me directly, hugo@abogadosnow.com, if you're curious about Spanish marketing. So that being said, thanks for hopping on to today's program, Doug.
Yeah, my pleasure, Hugo. Love what you all are doing there. It's really very dynamic and a very interesting niche that you're focusing on.
Appreciate that. And so one of the reasons that we were super excited to talk to you is because you have this pragmatic, 12-month program to essentially, totally change your law firm in those 12 months. It's generate new business, generate better operations, generate just better business practices for business development. But, when you and I spoke last week, there was something that I thought was more interesting to the pragmatic workflows. It was how you speak about mindset and how you speak about the why. I wonder if you can just start with that. When you talk to attorneys who are looking to transform their law firm, they're looking to grow, they're looking to evolve, they're looking to kind of get more sophisticated in their business acumen, it starts with the why. Can you talk about that?
Sure, Hugo, and what a great prompt. And, it really is a fundamental issue. And I know I practiced for a number of years, and I've been doing business development and coaching for, 15 years or so. And so I think I can speak with some authority as an attorney trying to grow a practice.
Yeah.
I did that with several firms and several offices. And, we're busy. Time is you're always under a time crunch. That's one issue that attorneys say, I'm just too busy to do this. The second thing is we went to law school, not business school. And I think one of your previous guests mentioned that on a webinar, which is very kind of fundamental. You have a high level of expertise in a very complicated area of society, law. But how to be a business person, how to grow your practice is something maybe you haven't been coached on or exposed to. So this all leads up to why, Hugo. I'm not really just going off on a tangent here. So until you really, I think, attorneys back up and say, why do I want to grow my practice? Is it to make more money? I'm trying to add a couple of partners. I'm opening a second office. I'm trying to make partner. Really identifying that why helps you when you're thinking about growth. Because as attorneys, we'll say, oh, I should do this, I'm supposed to do this, or if you're in a big firm that says you must do this, a business plan or growth or create 3 new clients or whatever. When it's kind of that mandate, we're pretty good about not doing it. So if you own that why, like, you know what, I want to make more money and I have no problem with that. I want to open a second office, whatever your why is, now that mindset switches from must or should or have to I want to. I want to because I now know myself what I'm trying to achieve. And that might sound kind of corny, but I think if lawyers take a moment to really get that kind of foundation, then all the other stuff makes sense. Why? Because you want to.
Yeah. Are you familiar with Simon Sinek?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. He has that book. What is it called? I'm trying to find it. Start with Why. And
Okay.
One of the quotes he has in there is people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. And so I love that quote because, like, you may not need to tell your clients that you want to buy a yacht or put your kids through college, but you can certainly sell the intention behind that you really care enough to invest resources in your time and your energy and your attention on on these cases, as opposed to just chasing this, tangible goal, which is important, but not all that important to your clients.
Yeah, and it's a psychological thing that really will help drive us forward and move, like I said, move beyond I should do this to I want to do this.
What are the most common whys that when you talk to attorneys, and we work with a lot of solo attorneys, it's not to discount the medium-sized law firms and the large law firms that work with us, but I feel like this is more relevant to the solo firm. What is the law firm, like the solo law firm, looking for? What is their why?
Yeah. Overall, usually it's I'd like to make more money.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, I have no problem with that. We spend a lot of time and effort and money on becoming lawyers, so why not? But I think closely following that, especially with solos or smaller firms, is becoming more efficient with growth strategies. When you're solo, you're buying toner cartridge and you're paying for the parking spot and you're worried about health insurance. All those business things kind of sap your energy and your time. And so, I've got 10 minutes for marketing, or I'll get to it at some point. So yeah, getting more efficient and getting more intentional, I think, is the second why that usually applies to solos or smaller firms.
Do you find that the why that's measurable is more important than the one that's a little more ambiguous, just because you can track it and there's just like a shared, like, common goal that you can measure with the attorney, and the attorney can themselves gauge themselves on?
Yes, maybe not so much the why. The why really is something that's kind of a mission statement kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But the other stuff that we're going to talk through here definitely has a tracking element to it that is very tangible. And you can, at the end of 12 months or 6 months or ever often you want to check in on your deliverables or your, I think you should track it, as a matter of fact.
I think you have some materials that you want to show on the stage. So